it play and call it work.
Hey MiniWarGamers, Josh here with Steve to bring you this week's episode of the Sit and Talk. It's going to be Quirk up next week, so leave any comments or questions you have for Quirk below. Make sure you address him, put Quirk at the beginning of it so he knows which questions to answer. Steve's going to be reading out the questions for me. That way I can kind of pay attention to the camera a little bit.
I want to get right to it because this question needs to be asked right away. We also get this out of the way. You get a little bit of variation of the question, though. Would you rather fight one Steve-sized beard or 100 beard-sized Steves?
Doesn't matter. I would crush all opposition placed before me.
Interesting. DC Iking. Excuse me. On the topic of remembering rules for the wide variety of armies you play and your employees play. Oh, this is from Matt.
Still
well, you know what? We'll just skip it.
Off to a good start.
Okay. How many beard styles have you had? This is from XS Burning Killer.
The answer to that is yes. Many? I've had a bunch of different ones. I don't usually wear it this long, but I'm 28 now. I've had a beard since I was 16, so pretty well everything under the sun. I've done the mutton chops. I've done the friendly mutton chops, which is just big mutton chops connected by a mustache. I've had just a mustache before. That was terrible.
We keep trying to get him to braid it, but we can't get him to do it.
I've braided it before. I don't know if I've shown up with it braided. Rob braided it once here.
Did he really?
Yeah. I was standing there kind of bored, and Rob came up and just started braiding my beard. And
well, that's what happens at MiniWarGaming, apparently.
Yeah.
Why should do a video of that?
Because nobody had a camera.
You got robbed of the great bearding.
Robbing to braid my beard at some point. Had the stupid goatees. Pretty well everything under the sun. I've never done the big beard with no mustache look, though.
I do that one because I can't really grow a mustache. This is from APBM. Josh, what's your history with tabletop games and how did you get the opportunity to join MiniWarGaming?
That's kind of a long one. I started off playing, I think it would have been probably 14, 15, and it was, what was the name of the company? You remember WizKids?
No.
Okay, they did the Clicks games, the Hero Clicks and all that.
I was too old when they came out, I think.
Yeah, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have been oldish.
I was in my 20s, I think. When did they come out?
Well, if I was playing them when I was 15.
I'm like 7 or 8 years older than you, aren't
How old are you?
I? I'm 34.
Yeah, I'm 28, so yeah.
Okay, I'm 6 years older than you.
So there was a MechWarrior game, MechWarrior Dark Age. So me and my buddy started playing MechWarrior Dark Age. Played that for about a year and then got into 40K. And that would have been right around 3rd edition. Played 3rd edition, all throughout 3rd edition, and then 4th edition. Stopped playing 40K around 5th edition, picked up War Machine. It's War Machine that eventually kind of led me back here. Yeah. So I was playing War Machine a bunch when MiniWarGaming still had the store. There was a pretty decent-sized community of us that were playing regularly. When MiniWarGaming shut down the store and the club, we were playing down one of my buddy's places, but I still used to come in and play against Chris.
So I met you.
Yeah. So it was one day that I came in to play against Chris and Steve. You were pretty brand new at that point, right?
Very new.
And Joel was teaching Steve. He was going to teach him War Machine.
Yep.
So we said, why not do a 2v2 game? And so yeah, that's when I met Steve.
Yeah, first time meeting, we played a 2v2 game. Do you need book 6, Chris? Book 4? It's right there.
Here you go, big guy. Do you remember the fateful meeting of the 2v2 War Machine game, Chris?
Where I met Josh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris is walking out of the room.
I forgot my feet token for my caster.
That was an interesting game.
That was a really
I didn't know what I was getting into.
That should have just scared you away from War Machine.
I learned War Machine players are super aggressive.
Even when they're super nice most of the time, when they're playing War Machine.
You guys are having kind of, for lack of a better word, a douche-off.
Yeah. Probably.
It was entertaining to watch.
So yeah, that was back and forth, and then started coming in and playing against Steve on the regular because he was learning War Machine. So I was kind of his regular off-camera opponent for that.
Yeah, you're the guy who ruined me for every other war game.
Yep. Yeah, I ruined. Steve was super nice, super polite, super friendly when I met him, and then we played a bunch of War Machine, and that broke him.
Yep.
So kept being a regular opponent for Steve over the next
year and a half.
I think I was on speed dial every time, Steve,
Oh, I need a game.
need a game, can you
Get over here.
It was usually like, I'm at work. Yeah, but I really need a game. All right, let me figure this out. I'm so sick, I can't come in. And yeah, so that just led into eventually getting to the point where there was an opportunity. I was unhappy with where I was working. I was working retail.
Well, I think you got tired of working for sandwiches.
I don't know, that's still pretty sweet working for sandwiches. But that was the bonus. I'd come in and play against Steve and they'd feed me, so I wouldn't have to buy lunch that day. So I get to call in sick to work and
Get a free sandwich.
And that eventually led to where we're at now, where there was an opportunity for me to work here at MiniWarGaming. I decided I didn't want to work retail anymore, so cut ties with that and jumped into this.
I haven't worked a day since.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's good stuff here. Here's a follow-up question? Comment question? It's a question.
Okay.
Also, can you teach Quirk how to win at 30K?
You're asking the blind to lead the blind.
Oh, well, you're doing fine.
Against him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's step one? Buy Mechanicum.
Buy Mechanicum.
There's no step two.
No, that's really all you need. You kind of paint the Mechanicum.
Oh, yeah, I guess you got a symbol and paint.
You don't have to do that super well, though.
Have you played against him with your Night Lords at all?
I did play against him with my Night Lords. It was, Alpha Legion versus Night Lords. That was a YouTube, like a free video.
Okay.
It didn't go well for Quirk.
Oh, really?
No.
Quirk.
He had a veteran squad turn. He had turn one, so he drove a veteran squad at me. They jumped out of a Rhino and shot up Kurz and the Death Star, hoping to kill a couple.
So, I don't know if you can answer. I have some follow-ups for this. I don't know if you can answer it. Is your win ratio for 30K really, really good?
On camera?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
On camera, the win ratio is really good. Off camera, I think I'm closer to 50-50 off camera.
Okay, so is Quirk's win ratio low or something?
With the Alpha Legion, I think it's low. He's running... Okay, so Quirk's running Pride of the Legion a lot, so we've talked a little bit about some different things. He's got at least one model painted up, which I'm terrified of. He's got a Lightning Primaris Strike Fighter.
Yep. Staring
which
at it
should
right
help him out a
now.
lot. Other than that...
His
he's
Primar's
just
ready
going
as well.
to- Yeah, he's used the Primark a couple of times.
Actually, right there, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. You guys can't see what we see. We're standing in front of Quirk's desk. There's a Strike Fighter, Gilliman, and he has the Fulman Taurus. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Terminators.
Okay, yeah, because he's also going to do... He's been working on Ultramarines.
Well, he's going to bring them in with his Rite of War.
Oh.
So those really crazy Terminators with the Cyclone missile launchers that are slightly better than the Iron Warrior version, but they're more expensive. He can bring them into his list as well now because he has the ability to bring other people's special Terminators. So we got some new models coming in.
That'll definitely help. Yeah, I think he's just Quirk's overly dependent on Sniper. And so, yeah, we
Well,
talked
it's a cool special rule.
It's a cool special rule, but it isn't
Not
necessarily...
winning the game, yeah.
So we've talked a little bit about that, and he's got some things in the works right now, because the Alpha Legion is his studio army. Excuse me, and then the Ultramarines are his personal army. So he's slowly kind of working on both of those together.
Yeah. All right, from Johnny Squidbrain. That happens when you go to Mechtown. You get some damages.
Yeah.
Hey Josh, what's your favorite 40K faction and what's your least favorite? Keep up the good work and you guys keep my spirits up during my recent stay at the hospital. We'll get better.
Yeah, man, that's kind of nice.
Unless it was
Glad
like
we were able to keep your spirits up. My favorite 40K faction. That's kind of open-ended.
Iron Warriors.
No,
That's his
they're
favorite.
terrible. I hate them. I like Chaos Space Marines because I like the fluff of them. They're not super powerful right now, but I'm not super worried about that either. They're still fun to play with. I generally like anything Space Marine based, whether it be the Loyalist or the Traders. Just because they're the
Not a
epitome
big
of 40K.
Space Wolf fan? Thought you were a Space Wolf guy.
Well, I'm a Space Wolf guy, definitely. Well, they're lumped in with the Loyalist Space Marines, right?
Okay.
They're just a...
I just assumed because of the
flavor
beard.
of them. because I grew a big beard. My least favorite, it's probably Necrons. Even though it's what I've played a bunch of lately, I don't like them. No, they're my least favorite faction.
Steve has no follow-up questions.
They're very just kind of cookie cutter. I find them kind of boring, simple to play.
They can be, yeah, you're right. They can be very boring.
So yeah, they've got their place in the fluff and all that. Overall, just kind of. I
But if you took them out, would it really matter?
I wouldn't care.
You couldn't pull out Chaos. You couldn't pull out many of the Space Marine factions. You couldn't pull out Orcs because they're too funny.
Well, they've changed a bunch because I played a lot of 40k in 3rd and 4th edition, and then I dropped off when 5th.
Is that why you hate Iron Warriors? All jokes aside.
They were so good back then.
Okay, so
They were amazingly good because I can't remember. I think it was one of the rules writers. That was his army, and he just happened to write the rules for them, and they were amazing. Like Paul Heaver or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, you guys will be
calling out poor Paul Heaver. What if it wasn't his fault? You don't know. You weren't in the room.
It definitely was his fault. It's like if I was like, Steve, you get to write the rules for your Eldar stuff.
I'll make them all toughness 2, ballistic skill 2.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Well, you
Absolutely, I would.
You give them some amazing special rules or something to keep up with it. Now,
I would
the
nerf
old
them.
Necrons, 3rd edition, 4th edition Necrons, super cool.
We'll be back.
Yeah.
Josh, this is from K13. Is that the mountain? Oh, that's K12. What was it like? My mind, I'm like a squirrel. What was it like joining MiniWarGaming? How much work did you take up immediately?
Work's an interesting.
Here's how you get trained at MiniWarGaming. Here's the camera. Go film something. They throw you right in the deep end.
It was super cool to join MiniWarGaming. What was it like to join?
Awesome. I work with him.
I mean, other than having to work with Steve, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I had already come in and played a bunch. I was already pretty comfy here.
You were here around a lot, yeah. So you were good.
I was relatively comfortable.
You were in half my battle reports.
Yeah. And then taking my first games ever. I think the first one I ever filmed was... The first one I filmed myself was against Lord Cypher. So it was Space Wolves versus Dark Angels. And I think that one just went out fairly recently. And that was kind of a trip doing my own battle report. I'm still getting used to that. I kind of got brought in as the professional opponent almost. Like the professional guest.
Well, we all started that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't last very long, did it?
No, it didn't last. It didn't last too long. I started taking on stuff, and just basically my role was to fill in wherever they needed somebody to fill in. And so now I think every game that we cover here, I've taken at least one of. Except for so no, I haven't done a fantasy on my own yet.
Okay.
Because you've still
That's my baby.
Yeah, it's still your baby. You're still pretty solid in fantasy, so I'll steal that away from you eventually. But yeah, 40k, 30k, I filled in and covered games for. Age of Sigmar, I have. Armada. Okay, Armada technically no.
Okay.
I haven't got the chance to play a lot of Armada lately. I did just play against Quirk recently.
I think I would like that game too.
What?
Armada. Trying to find time. Play Armada
I'll
with
make
you.
time for you, sir.
Make time for me.
Armada. I'm super inexperienced. I think I've only played maybe. I've played. Okay, let me think. I played 4 times on camera, so that means I played Armada 5 times. But I love the game. It's really a lot of fun.
That does sound like we don't really care about these things, but it's not the case. We actually care about these games so much that we're constantly, like we stayed here till last night late just talking about 40k.
Well, there's a ton of prep work that goes into it, but I'm talking about getting the chance to sit down and play a proper game. Like, it's not like the amount of hours that I've spent reading up on Armada stuff, trying to learn the rules, understand the rules and all that, that's 10 times.
We very much live the job.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Tyler TT, how did you meet Quirk and Steve? Well, you already got me covered. Were you guys all gaming friends before you started MiniWarGaming? You know Quirk beforehand? You know Quirk beforehand.
I did know Quirk beforehand. So I met Quirk because Quirk's really good buddies with Owen that used to work here.
Mm-hmm.
So I met Quirk at it was MiniWarGaming had announced that they were shutting down the store and the club. So it was the last time all the War Machine guys got together. We decided to have like a tournament. And so I played against Quirk in the last round. And it was Retribution versus Retribution. I had a reputation of, I wasn't a good player, but I was like the only real Retribution player around. Quirk had just recently started showing up, and he had Retribution, and he talked a really big game.
No.
No, not at all.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
So
No,
yeah,
Quirk.
it was Retribution versus Retribution, and Quirk lost.
Really?
Yep. He forgot a rule. He was thrashing me the entire game, and he was playing Kaelissa. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Quirk was running Kaelissa, and I was running Adeptus Ron. And I managed to get a bead on Kaelissa, and with Battle Mages, was able to pull her towards pull Kaelissa towards my line.
Okay.
And then Ron was able to knock her over with a Force Hammer, and then she got charged, and Quirk
You
lost.
got him. Wow.
So he's still kind of bitter about it. I still bring it up every once in a while.
Well, he's pretty good. He's pretty good at War Machine.
Yeah, his ability to guess measurements is astonishing.
He's a mutant.
There's something wrong with him.
He's got an uncanny skill. Like he'll eyeball a room. Like it's 7.23 inches. We're here. Okay, more questions from the same guy. How often do you guys play war games outside of your job? I know Steve said you guys sometimes stay late after work, but do you all hang out and game on the weekend still?
So we still, okay, and it all depends on the individual people. Every once in a while I'll get the chance to play after work. Usually it's playing something like Blood Bowl. So Lee, his favorite game is Blood Bowl, so he's been teaching me Blood Bowl.
Lee's our painter, for those of you who don't know who he is.
Yep, the Icelandic dude. So yeah, he's got a ton of different Blood Bowl teams, so we've played a bunch of that. I've played X-Wing after work every once in a while, because it's an easy game to pick up. Some of the bigger games like 40K, where it takes a lot of prep work to get a table set up and get the armies deployed and then clean up after, we don't always have as much time for after hours. So it's usually the smaller skirmish style games. But we've played some 30K after work.
Yep, trying to practice our armies and like learn how or what not to do on camera. But I mean, I've said this before. Mainly, I think it goes for everybody here. Every time you play a game off camera, it almost feels like a waste. Like we should grab a camera and record it.
Well, because it's almost like we might as well.
Yeah. So if something's not painted and we want to try it out, then yeah, it'll be off camera. But yeah.
Well, yeah, because the games that we regularly cover for work, it almost doesn't make sense to play them off camera as much.
Well, the thing is, too, I don't know if we ever discussed this. It's also we play a lot. We play almost daily. No, we do play daily. We play daily.
Yep.
And you don't want to burn out on a game because you played it a bunch off work. When you want to have fun with it next time, you have to play for it on camera too.
But it's striking that balance of wanting to practice with stuff.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, taking the same list and practicing with the same list. Because that's one thing we don't get necessarily an opportunity to do. Because I would love to... Because some of the comments, I'm going to use X-Wing as my example. I try to bring different ships for the most part. And if you look back, I've brought the Decimator, I think, 2 or 3 times. And people are sick of it. People don't want to see the Decimator anymore. They've seen it twice, and, that's enough. So trying to play after work, it's the chance to practice with certain things we don't get to use very often. But then again, we still don't get to use them that much on camera because they get boring really quick.
Totally. So from Fleshcraft, Josh, could you take Leland's Scutari out? Is it Scutari?
Scutari, yeah.
It is Scutari, and use them sometimes. I don't think they are great as a main army, but excellent as allies. Ooh.
Okay, so we've talked about this a bunch. So since I started here, I've been reading the Scutari stuff, and I can't get it to stick in my head. I want to play them a bunch. I haven't had the chance to wrangle anybody to play after work so I can practice with them. I got something in the works. I've got a local guy, I'm not going to mention who, but you guys can probably figure out who it is, who plays Scutari. And I have him scheduled to come in and play against me so I can learn the army against somebody who knows it really, really well.
Yeah, because you're planning to take up that mantle.
Because the last thing I want to do, because I've made that mistake a couple of days. I made the mistake with Necrons where I grabbed the Necrons, started playing with them, and made a bunch of kind of really embarrassing on my behalf mistakes.
What'd you do?
Look at the rules you got wrong videos. You know exactly.
Oh yeah, okay.
There's a couple.
Oh yeah,
and that's not the kind of content that I want to put out. I don't want to. I don't want to do videos of, hey guys, watch me try to figure out how to play this army.
Because it was your destroyers used them as jet bike?
Yeah, I read it as jet
Because they used to be
for the
jump,
first.
and now they're jet pack.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
So there's some back and forth. I want to reduce the amount of mistakes. It's really important to me. Like I said, I don't want you to have people watch me stumble through trying to figure out an army. And sometimes with the filming too, like with the Necron stuff, I had 2 or 3 Necron games played before anything came out, and mistakes started getting pointed out to me.
Oh, Quirk had that bad actually. He had, I think, 20 or 30 games in the log before his went out, so he had the same mistake for 20 or 10 weeks.
Right. So I want to be really strategic now. The original game plan with the Scutari was if I was going to have a game scheduled against somebody like Steve, then Steve and I are able to get games done relatively quick. And
So long as you're not giggling the whole time, though.
we giggle the whole time anyway. Stupid stuff that happens. But I also didn't want to do that to a guest and say, hey, I've never played this army. I'm going to try to figure out how to play it. This game that, it's going to be an hour-long game, and when you watch it, it's going to take us 8 hours to play it, because I got to try to figure out what everything does. And I want to do my best to avoid that. So the Scutari are coming. I don't have a date for you, because...
It's more than that. I mean, it's not like you just put the rules like next to the table and you keep referencing. You have to make the mistake with the dice in your hand for it to stay. Well, I do anyway.
Yep.
You can read the book and read the book and read the book, but it's just when the dice are in your hand, it's easier to learn the army. And like we said before, it's learning the army off camera. Well, almost like you should bring the camera on, and then the whole thing was, well, how do you learn it first? So it's a little catch-22 that we have with not wanting to waste time, but...
Right. Well, because the time is precious. So even after work time, I don't get the opportunity to stick around and play, a 4-hour game after work.
Right.
Everybody's got their responsibilities they got to take care of. So, yeah, they're definitely in the works.
Coming. They're coming. Yeah.
I don't want to try to learn another
Probably
army
faster
while
than my
holding a
Dark
camera.
Angels.
Everything goes faster than your Dark Angels. Well, these are already painted. So...
They're half painted. Brog Luniel, I can't say her name. What's your favorite army to play in Age of Sigmar, and what do you currently play? Oh, sorry, what army do you not currently play but would like to try out?
My favorite army to play in Age of Sigmar? It's the Stormcast. The models are cool. The rules are really strong. It's a straightforward army.
I have no opinion on the matter.
None at all?
Totally balanced.
Well, yeah, they don't seem currently super balanced. They're a very strong army, but it's not that, it's the simplicity of them that I really like. The simplicity and the look of the models.
Yeah, they are beautiful models, there's no denying that. Is there an army you don't currently play for them that you would like to play for them?
The army that I'd love to pick up for them is the Fire Slayers?
They're coming.
So I'm super excited for the Fire Slayers.
Yeah, we have a Fire Slayer army coming in for Josh to take up. Okay, what is your favorite Chaos God? Same guy.
Favorite Chaos God? It's always Papa Nurgle.
Why is that?
Well, Khorne's overly aggressive. Khorne's overdone.
Oh, yep, I believe it.
It's the current. Okay, in current 40K, in current Warhammer, Papa Nurgle's the favorite because Khorne's become kind of one-dimensional. Papa Nurgle's still what Papa Nurgle used to be, where he kind of cares the most about his followers. Slaanesh is going through this weird back and forth of feeling like they almost want to phase Slaanesh out.
As if it's not 1990 anymore.
Yeah, it's weird, it's the... Slaanesh was the last bastion of the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll phase for Games Workshop. So
You can rework him, her, shim.
Whatever it
is.
So, yeah, but I've never been a big fan of Slaanesh.
Because you can't take him away.
Well, yeah, you can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to do something.
It just no longer fits in
Tzeentch is basically what Tzeentch always used to be. And it's boring. I never liked the whole sorcerer
I like Slaanesh.
thing. So, yeah, Papa Nurgle is definitely the most interesting. Now, Khorne used to be the favorite back in the day when Khorne was more than, the kind of one-dimensional blood for the blood god stuff, because Khorne was all about...
combat.
all about
Martial
combat,
combat.
but martial honor as well.
Yep.
Honorable combat.
Yep.
So.
Also, love the Path to Glory. Can't wait for the bigger second one. Well, I'm going to say something because it's driving me nuts right now. Right outside the room is Matthew's office. There's a bunch of boxes. I'm pretty sure a bunch of the new stuff is here. But we're waiting for Matthew to get in to open them.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get here soon, I'm going to open them without him.
So when the next one's in the works, definitely. We're waiting. We've got a lot of models. We're waiting for having them come in. I think we have our players set.
Yep. That changed a couple of times, but
Yeah, I had to go back and forth.
shifted a little bit. But yeah, I think we're good.
Because it's a lot more difficult to coordinate. Because one thing when it's all employees that are here, that
Yep.
we're able to plan stuff out easily. But with guests, we got to take into account that these people are coming in to volunteer
Yep.
their time, and if something comes up, they don't really owe us anything at all.
Right,
We
yeah.
owe them.
Yeah. ABF 36, Josh. I was wondering whether or not you use many products on your beard, and if so, what are they? I mainly use good old-fashioned tomato sauce, pastry flakes, and breadcrumbs, but just curious. Thanks.
You making a pizza? Okay, products on my.
I just learned about this on the weekend.
We talked about this. So the current list of products. I've got a beard balm from Northern Beard Company. I can't remember the name of the. I think it's the only beard balm that they do. But yeah, Northern Beard Company beard balm. I use that a lot because my beard gets super curly and wavy, so it's the only thing that kind of keeps it down instead of out. So yeah, I use it typically a beard balm. It smells delicious.
So on the weekend, his girlfriend's telling us all this story at my place because we had a bunch of people over, and he's all embarrassed and want to talk about it. But on camera, let's talk about the beard balm.
I was embarrassed.
You don't want to talk about your beard products.
You got all upset. You didn't want to listen. Now you have to sit here and listen. So you're stuck. So you get to learn about my beard products. I also have a beard oil that
How many products do you have?
a couple. They're in rotation.
I got a comb.
So the oil. Well, no, combs aren't good because it pulls.
You just gotta comb it regularly.
No. See, he doesn't know.
Mine's a
So
lot
I've got a
shorter.
beard oil that my girlfriend, one of her best friends, does all sorts of home cosmetics. Like she makes the stuff at home.
What's it made of? Kind of use like olive oil.
No, there's a ton
Ham?
of stuff. There's a bunch of essential oils. I know the only one that sticks in my head is it's patchouli.
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 I know him.
Again, smells delicious. So there's that. You can't use a comb. You can kind of use a comb, but you have to have a good brush. So I got a boar bristle brush.
I'm so
that I
bored
brush
right
it
now.
with. Yeah, good. You sit here and listen to it. I haven't found a good beard shampoo yet, though. So if anybody knows,
It's a shampoo.
no, it ruins it. It dries it all
How does
out.
it's the same hair, dude?
No, it's not the same hair.
Get some like moisturizer. I don't want to talk about this.
See, he doesn't. That's why he can't grow a real beard. That's why he's got this little thing right there. So yeah, there's a bunch of different products. I found a couple of good different beard washes, but none that I really have stuck with. So internet, if you know any good beard washes, let me know because I want to try something else out. So yeah, so it's balm, oil, brush. You gotta know how to blow dry it properly, Steve. Have you ever had to blow dry your face?
No.
Okay, so see, he has no idea.
Oh man. Okay.
I think this might be the last question. I think we're running out of time.
I think we get a couple more. So I want to get this one done fast. Mikey Venges, Almighty Beard One. I have a humble question. How does one cultivate and grow such a manly, luxuriant beard? Please do share. I think you covered it. Is there anything more you need to add to how to grow that thing?
Well, yeah. You got to be careful with it because I always get dry skin, right? So you can't have a big beard with dry skin. So you got to find some way to make sure your skin gets taken care of. Just stick with it. The thing I'm terrible with is the mustache.
Okay, we're done.
I'm just gonna trim my
Cutting off this
mustache,
beard
you know,
talk.
I
I know.
I
Okay.
always eat my mustache.
Yeah, I understand.
There's no way.
I had to
around
regularly
it.
trim that mustache. Okay, Josh, if someone offered you to buy you an 1,850 point army of your choosing to shave your beard, eyebrows, would you?
An 1850 point army of my choosing. To shave my the beard can't go.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it's in my contract. I'm pretty sure I lose my job if the beard goes away.
Come on, pick an army right now. that you want.
An army that I want. I think I have most of the armies that I want.
White Scars?
Yeah, it'd be White Scars.
Imperial Fist?
Either White Scars or Imperial Fist.
Okay, so if I gave you 1850 point White Scar Imperial Fist army, but the only way it's yours, you shave that beard. And eyebrow.
Well then...
Brows.
The eyebrows could go.
Okay.
But the beard's going to stay.
So you wouldn't trade it for... How long would you... Okay. All right.
It's been growing for like 2 years.
The man is literally attached to the beard.
It's gotten trimmed a bunch. Yeah, because I grew a personality on my face. I tell you what. I didn't have a personality before this. There's actually not even a chin underneath here. There's just... My tongue would just dangle underneath. There's no lower jaw. I tell you what, though, Internet.
He just puts his food in his hand and goes,
the beard just eats it. I will shave my legs for a Leviathan Dreadnought, though.
Oh,
How about that? I'll shave my legs for a Leviathan.
you,
I'll wax it.
you have the least hair legs I've met. There's nothing.
They're still kind of hairy. But yeah, I'll wax my legs for a Leviathan Dreadnought.
Would you wax my legs for Leviathan Dreadnought?
Sure.
I don't know.
Am I getting a Leviathan Dreadnought?
Okay, would you shave your beard for Leviathan Dreadnought?
Well, no, I wouldn't do it for a whole army. I wouldn't do it for a Leviathan.
Well, I don't understand. Like, okay, this is confusing to me. So Josh and I can have a private conversation and see if I can really get to the bottom of that. That's just weird to me. But after that conversation, we're going to go in the vault and do another 30 minutes here. I have more questions because we didn't get very far through these. So right now you can... Oh, actually, this is your show. You do it.
Guys, click the... Lee standing behind the camera just laughing at us now.
I'm just what you used to say.
Yeah, click the link below to jump in the vault and get the rest of this. I can only assume it's going to be some beard-centric talk.
I don't know. I don't look ahead, but yeah.
You didn't look ahead yet? I was going to...
I'm steering all questions away from the beard in the vault.
Now, if you are not a vault member, go ahead and click on the link below anyways. It'll take you to a 7-day free trial. You can continue to learn about my awesome beard and see Steve be super uncomfortable as I talk about all the products. And get access to twice as many bat reps, because everything we do in pairs.
True.
Chris's painting tips and tricks, as well as Janine's painting tips and tricks, and all sorts of other goofy videos. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a video of me getting my legs waxed for Leviathan Dreadnought.
You can watch our open vaults where Josh plays all battle reports pantless. It's hot in the studio.
It gets really warm in there. It's the same that the newscasters do it. Why'd you have to tell them about that?